All right. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 63. Let me get the graphics going. Juicy. And it's very fitting for our show tonight. Join us for our Black Business Series. We got Spizzy in the house. We got my man Vic representing Spizzy. Welcome to the show, Vic.
And I appreciate the invite. What's up, fellas?
And look, appreciate your time. We've been doing this Black Business Series roughly about 10 weeks now. We've been going strong. Just trying to bring a spotlight to just Black-owned businesses that may be in our back area. E's out in Cali. I don't know if you caught that. So
yeah, I caught that all day long. Yeah.
So we had Patty Cake Piper from out in Cali on the show earlier. So we're just trying to keep this thing going, keep it strong. So welcome to the show. And fellas, what's good, guys?
Another week, bro. Another week. Here we are.
Right. I mean, I feel it. How you been this week, CB?
I've been good, man. It's I really noticed that summer is like basically over this week because it got down to like 60 degrees, and I was like, yo, man, this isn't it anymore. It used to be at lunchtime, it'd be like 85. I'd sit out on the deck, eat some lunch, and today it was overcast and gross out. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay in.
Right. And when it goes fast because it was 90 degrees for like 10 weeks straight. And now all of a sudden it's 60.
Right.
Like there's no middleman in there whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Superfly was good.
What's happening, man? Just like you said, another week, man, trying to, find ways to stay positive and keep going. You know what I'm saying? We got a little segment of blue sky yesterday. I don't know if anybody peeked that. I was outside a little bit, but the atmosphere is crazy, and we here trying to make it, man.
Feel you. E, speaking of weather, how's the weather out in Cali? We know you're dealing with some things out that way.
Yeah, man. Minus the fires and the smoke, man. We've been maintaining with the numbers. It was hot. 90s hot a few weeks ago. But we back down to the normal. Mid 75s, little 80-degree weather. With the breeze. And as soon as that sun go down, then it catch you. If you don't know nothing about that Cali weather, you better have a hoodie on or something when that sun go down. So.
Sean knows.
Sean, what's good, Sean? Sean Xavier from the Hot
man.
Seat Podcast.
Yep.
I'm plugging them. Sean is a frequent. He's been on the show once, but he definitely watches us every week. My boy, thanks for watching, Sean, and that Hot Seat Podcast. Look, I'm loving what you guys are doing. Episodes 1, 2, and 3. I think you released 4 yesterday or today. But tell me your platforms again. I got it on Spotify, so I think you're on iTunes as well.
They're pretty much everywhere, I think.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere. So let's get to it. I got a couple things I want to get into before we get into the series. So by these 3 graphs, you can tell what we're gonna hit on. So let's start with that week 1 in the NFL. How's your fantasy teams looking, CB?
I went 500 for the weekend, and the home team won. So I overall I'm never going to complain when the home team wins, and I could lose all my fantasy games in those situations. So
right. Yeah, mine. I lost when what's the running back for Denver? It's escaping my mind right now. Gordon. He scored a touchdown and took me out the game. That was it. And it was at the end of the game too. And I was holding on. But so we got to finally see what everybody was going to kick in or do for the social injustice that's going on right now. And since I have all the channels, I tried to tune as much as I can to see what was broadcast and what wasn't broadcasted. And I mean, I think it was lackluster for the build up the NFL had going into the season of timing that they could have thought of something to do. Of course, all eyes I think was on Sunday night to see how Jerry's boys were going to respond. I think you had one knee for sure. They locked arms, but I mean, it was lackluster. I mean, at least it's something better than nothing, right?
That's
what
how it
did you
felt.
expect from the NFL?
Right.
We had this conversation in an
I
earlier
know we had,
podcast.
but again, I know we had it, but
You ain't
now
never
that
gonna
it's
see Black
happened,
Lives Matter in the Star, man.
Nah, man, it's not gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. And it goes further than that. Like I said, those type of pockets run deeper than the NBA based upon how ingrained that type of ownership of your team, your players. We present the narrative, like CB said, the players in the NBA run the NBA. The owners and everybody else runs the NFL. They just play the game, and then everything else is what dictates how and what goes on. So, I wasn't looking for anything that was going to be a showstopper. Other than the fact that they played. It was about 6,000 fans in the stands. It looked like it just it was a game. It was good to watch that everybody got to play, but I was just looking for just that, which was sports. I'm not looking for the NFL to make any speech representation that I feel is going to be relevant to talk about, because they're if anything, they're the ones that got to go way back to dig out some of their old skeleton and bones in order for us to really see some type of change. And that would be the real turn of events if that were to happen. Excuse me.
got you. So I wasn't expecting much. I just wanted to see what would happen. So now we know. I don't know why we're not getting our Facebook comments on here, but I am on Facebook as well. Michelle Spence says, "Hey, Victorious. Hey, Phil."
Peace.
That'll be me.
Peace.
um, so let's talk NBA now. Let's talk about those Denver Nuggets, the team that the first team, what, 3-1 in NBA history to come back twice,
In the same playoffs.
playoffs and win the series.
Ridiculous.
This is
And
this is where I would say roll that footage of what I said when we were talking about it before that it came true. Trying to tell y'all.
so what happened to
That
the
Clippers
Nuggets? What
curse.
happened to the Clippers? What happened to them? What's your take on it?
What really happened to him? It died out. That you bank on your superstars, your role players. They can't listen. Let's just we the honest crew on this one. You talk about no chemistry, but you was up 3-1 on the squad. Your chemistry is what got you 3-1. And if it was pure talent, you can't go 0 for well, both of them were 0 for 11 in the fourth quarter. Everybody on this panel knows that Kobe would have died shooting that ball every damn time down the hole in order for his team to still fight. And you can tell, like PG hitting the side of the backboard, bro. Like that's some rec league when you done played your fifth game and you tired. Like,
I can do
come
that
on
for
now,
them for way less money.
you
Yeah, I
know.
seen Patrick
But
Beverly throwing up threes in the fourth quarter. I'm like, why does he even have the ball, man?
I think truthfully, you know what I'm saying. Like you got to look at it. The fight that they had they didn't have that grit. Beverly's their dog, but like the team doesn't have that moniker, right? You can tell
Mm-hmm.
Denver was like, man, we done been down before. What's gonna stop us from doing it again? LA was just like, man, we beat them one time, we good. That you can't have that, not in no playoffs, especially not in that type of ball where that's the true essence of basketball right there. With the no fans, that's I'm gonna get off and we're gonna see who the weakest player on the squad is on the other side, and we're gonna take advantage of them. And that's what they
Mm-hmm.
Right.
did.
I mean, is there one person to blame? I mean, a lot of people are putting the blame on Doc for not being able to close the series again, being up 3-1, not being able to close the series. I think it has somewhat to do with coaching, but then I also think that they didn't find a true rhythm going into the bubble. You have people who want to be outside the bubble doing outside things, and then when they come back, they got a quarantine, and then when they get into the rhythm, and when they get back into the games, they're not in rhythm. And my notes right here, I think that there's no emotional leader on the Clippers. There's nobody that on that team that when they get fired up, they spark the whole team up to want to play. LeBron is an emotional leader. Kobe is an emotional leader. Bradley Beal, those guys, emotional leaders. Like when they get going, everybody else around get going. And Kawhi is just, I mean, he's
I'll
not that
say
guy.
in the NBA though, like offense always beats defense, no matter how great the defense is. So if you got enough guys to put the ball in the bucket, and you gotta do like Jokic, who can distribute and is a threat offensively. I don't think the Clippers have that kind of personnel like the Warriors or some of the other teams that can really shoot. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where where the difference was really against in that matchup.
Yeah. What happens next?
Pandemic P at his best, throwing up.
Does this give the Lakers the red carpet?
No,
The
Yeah,
trophy?
I do.
nope. Don't
LeBron
do
look
it. Don't.
unstoppable, man. I'm sorry. That
No,
Bama
no.
look
Listen,
unstoppable.
nah. I give you
Jamal
that, but
Murray's
listen.
also been looking kind of unstoppable.
At the end of the day, it's going to be a team thing. Now again, Denver likes a half court set. The Lakers like to run. You know what I mean? So you got two different styles. Whoever's going to be able to dictate whatever happens is how how that's going to play out. By no means do I feel like Denver's a better put together team than the Clippers were, hands
Yeah.
down. So you look at it as it's a better matchup than what people really wanted to see with the the two LA teams. Which again, I still can't stress it enough that I am super happy that all these Clipper fans can sit down and just stop with the extra, because this is still Lakers, and it's gonna be that way until they get their own stadium and hang up. I'm sorry, what are we on 16 championships? Until then, I don't want to hear nothing. So Pandemic P all the way. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Who on the East is going to take this?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Miami up 2-0.
I mean,
Huh?
because it's like you don't feel good about whoever's coming out of the East, even though it really does look like Miami right now with how well they played at the end of the game here tonight and what they did in game one. But I don't know. There's just that sense, the whole West Coast bias. Like you feel like whoever's coming out of the West is going to have, a pretty considerable edge, at least on paper. And then, humans actually have to go out and play basketball.
Right.
And
Right.
anything can happen when that happens, I guess. But Miami's a gritty team. They're fun to watch. Jimmy is they got the guy that they can give the ball to in the clutch. So it'd be fun.
Shocking the way that Miami is playing. I laughed out Jimmy Butler for wanting to go to Miami because I was like, "What's down there?" And this guy is just—he's
He
on
living a
another
life
level.
down there.
He's going another level in this bubble. So shout out to them. Let's get into versus. I watched it. It was I've been telling everybody it was the versus battle I didn't know I needed. I knew I wanted to watch it, but I didn't know I needed that. Like you got two soulful women, just legends, and like their music catalog is incredible. You could go for 40. You can go for 40 songs plus, and just to see them rejoicing and giving each other their flowers while they're still alive, it was just good. I mean, we need that right now. And then I knew there was no set winner in this. I mean, because you got Patti LaBelle and you got Gladys Knight.
Whatever.
You got those two voices.
Gladys run like a mug. I don't know what you talking about. Hey, that joint was so tight though, young. That joint was so like what I was mesmerized about, right? During that whole journey, I'm like, young, they got all that money, right? But like the blackness was still so much there. You know what I'm saying? They was like talking like they was grandma. Like, yeah, y'all don't wait. We're gonna play the music, but y'all gonna get this word too. Gladys,
Exactly.
nothing like
Exactly.
I'm gonna stop all this killing. I'm like, young, that's tight as a mug.
Right.
It was like your aunts, your grand, like you
Exactly.
was. You know what I'm saying? That's what the tightest part about that. But I don't know what you talk about. Gladys won, Joe.
Wait, look.
Patty was about to cut the DJ.
Patty said she's gonna pull out knife. Patty said,
Hey, yeah, but the best part about the verses be the memes afterwards.
Exactly.
Patty dancing Patty.
Oh my God! Did you see the joint when they put it a go-go though?
Exactly.
I thought all about the Benjamins.
Hey, yeah,
Dancing Patty is
yeah.
but
That's it right now.
I was gonna say Gladys has always had a bigger place in my heart than Patty, just because something about Gladys's voice. And I was glad. My favorite Gladys Knight song is "License to Kill," the James Bond song.
Okay.
And I'm not even a big James Bond fan, but
Yeah.
that song right there, like I remember being like 5 or 6 and hearing that song, like wow.
Yeah.
And but she played it, and I was like wow. So in order for her to play that, she must know that that's a big song for her.
Yeah. But
So,
you know, I can't even stunt though. Who you know who I wanted to hear, young? I'm a huge fan of Anita Baker, young. Like,
I want that one. I've heard Anita Baker versus Sade.
oh,
I heard they were working on that. They were
Yeah,
working on to do that one.
Because Sade songs, they all sound the same. So I gotta need a bunch.
First of all,
Sade need her
they
band, man. When it's
yeah.
Sade in the band, that's when it really rocks. I don't know if
First of
Sade by
all,
herself
How do you feel about
is that
Anita versus
appealing.
Tony?
nah,
Nah.
Same voice, right?
nah.
I mean, they both got the deep voice. They both got the Morgan Freeman voices. So you know, they got that vibe behind them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like you go put Tony with Anita because Anita jive. You know what I'm saying? She on another level. You got to put Tony with somebody else.
If they do Anita and Sade, everybody going to sleep and ain't no numbers running up on that verses because everybody gonna pass out asleep because both their voices be like, what?
Right. Oh, all right. So let's get into our Black Business Series for the week. We want to welcome my man Victorious from Spizzy. Thank you for joining us. So let me just tell you this: that Oxon Hill,
my man. Okay, I'm
Hill
glad. Okay, all right,
is official.
My man, appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. So I went and got one today.
People be scared of the Oxon Hill, dog. They be scared of the Oxon Hill. They see the peanut butter and the granola, they be like,
"Oh no." And look, and the oatmeal, no.
Yeah, they be scared.
Tell you this.
Phil's looking for that.
I went for my lunch break today. I needed something to get my mind right.
Yeah.
And I got me an Oxon Hill, and it's just as good as the first time that I had it.
My man.
I was look, what you're doing over there at Spizzy is big things, man. I first got wind of it on IG. Like a lot of people started tagging you.
Yeah.
Spizzy. Just like, what is this? Where is this? Like, Fort Washington's, hottest new spot. And so then just so happened one day I was passing by and I was like, here it is. And literally like 10 minutes from my house.
Okay.
But let's get into what is Spizzy? Where did the name come from?
Hey, Young, you know what, Young? Every time somebody asks that question, I feel like I want to lie, Young, because I feel like people want a deeper answer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, dog, it ain't really that deep. I was riding my bike, Young, and, I read one day that businesses' names should be made up, and the first name was super lame. I just was like, that junk was super, super lame. And then I was just thinking like the spot, the Spizzy, it's just slang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all it is. It ain't nothing. It ain't Spizzy, Joe. When I was, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know nothing about business, young. I just opened up my first shop. So, I was telling people and people was giving me the eye like, Spizzy, that sounds stupid. I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and take the risk on this one. You know what I'm saying? It worked out. It worked out. I was nervous though. I can't even stunt.
Yeah. Now, you said your first business. How long did it take you to get things up and running?
Okay. So I had this vision 10 years ago. So I've been scared for 10 years. I've been afraid to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I always want to start there. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think it's a testament about like just going at it and shooting for something. You know what I mean? And not being afraid. Well, being afraid, but being able to work through it, right? But it was about 2 years. 2 years, I actually filed for the business in 18, and it took me about 2 years to kind of research, get everything. And after a year, probably about 10 months or so after I signed the lease, I was able to get the joint open. But it was work. It was some hurdles. You know what I'm saying? It was some hurdles to jump. But it was about 10 years scared, 2 years once I pushed the pedal.
Did you always have the smoothies, teas, juices in mind, like even 10 years ago?
Yeah, so man, the funny thing is, I'm a cyclist, right? So I ride bikes a lot. And I used to ride my bike to another smoothie location. I ain't gonna say the name because I don't want to promote nobody. But and I found out what they was putting in the smoothies. I used to go and get the big junk, dog, like you know what I'm saying? Think I'm doing something healthy. And then I found out they was pumping sugar and high fructose corn syrup and all this other stuff in the smoothie. I was like, oh, they winging in this junk.
That's why I tasted it.
Yeah, I'm like, they're winging. I'm like, oh nah. And so that was the moment that I was like, I should do my own junk. And then I realized that in our hoods, there ain't no healthy options. You know what I'm saying? And I I've been making smoothies for a long time already. I already knew certain things because I would make something for myself every morning. And I was just like, man, I'm gonna run with it, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be a hub. You know what I'm saying? A place for the hood and a place for my former students to be able to be employed. So that was always my vision, right? Like I wanted to build something in the hood that I could employ the young people that I've been teaching and serving all of this time and be able to have something, build some legacy in the county. That was my whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you were a teacher prior to?
I still am, bro. I'm a vice principal. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm working from home, dog. That's why I told you past my bedtime. I've been grinding.
Oh, wow.
Like, man, nobody was like 9:30. I was like 9:30. What that man is late.
Right.
I'm a vice principal, man. I've been a vice principal or a history teacher in middle schools all my career. It's been almost like 20 years now. And you know, and all this, the young people that's employed in the shop were my former students. At one of my middle schools.
Amazing.
They run the shop.
That's amazing.
Yeah, hey, bro. I'm trying. It's first time I seen it actually happening. Like I straight up cried when I like looked at it. I was like, oh, like this was it. This was in my head, and here it go. You know what I'm saying? This is a tight experience, yo.
Mm-hmm.
It is, man. Humbling.
How'd you know you were gonna be like? How'd you know you wanted to get into education and stuff? Like go that route?
Oh man, that's a good question. When I was at Morgan, my man E. Rich said he was at the Earl Grey School of Business, and that's where I started. I started in the Earl Grey School of Business. My sophomore year, I started taking accounting and calculus, and I also had history the same year, and I was failing like a mug in accounting. I was getting work, you hear me? And I was passing my history classes while at the same time I was working in Baltimore City for Kaumba. So I was working mentoring young people in Baltimore City, serving them and them serving me, right? And I realized I was like, young, I'm failing accounting and calculus, but I'm passing history and I'm loving what I'm doing in Baltimore City. So I said I'm gonna be a history teacher. And boom. When I was like 18, 19, I was like, that's what I'm about to do. And that's what I've been doing ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's tight. It's tight.
That location, what went into you picking that location?
PG County, baby.
All right, why not Forestville then?
So yeah, I used to live in Camp Springs. I lived I was in walking distance from the where the shop is. So I wanted to open in the community that I lived in, right? And it was right down the street. So I'll be able to ride my bike there, walk there. So it was right down the street. And I got an interesting business model. So my model now, like people talk a lot about foot traffic, like having a location where there's a lot of foot traffic. You got to build ahead because people can walk. And I was always in my mind like, man, that don't make sense in Prince George's County because the county's so spread out, everybody got vehicles, right? So if you build a value of people wanting to come, you can kind of put it anywhere and people are going to, kind of show up. So one, Prince George's County was probably the biggest thing for me. Two, where I was living, and three, just the model that I had, because where Spizzy is, it's not an extreme amount around it. But I just felt like, in this hood, people need it. And then the radius, it wasn't another smoothie shop in like a 6 or 7 mile radius when I did like the research. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now the location that it's in is, you wouldn't know that everything around it is it's just a weird setup of what's in that shopping center, then what's on the other side. I know that one area used to be like the trophy store. They used to do the bowling balls there. They had that bowling ball store there. Now that's gone.
Yeah.
But that's Topolino's is right there. So it's only certain things that draw you there. And when I looked at where it was, like, you in early because obviously the Royal Farms is right there, and that's all that's drawing people in anyway. And you can see what's getting ready to happen to that area.
Yeah. And the thing is that for me, man, now that I'm like understanding business, like I'm starting to, like I'm learning it as I'm doing it, because I don't really know nothing about it. I'm just so big on us making our moves, man. Like it needs to be us, man. Because I'll be going into like like just different areas and different arenas, man, they winning out here, like taking our paper, like for real. And so the thing that I'm always trying to keep in mind is how do I utilize the business as a springboard to do so much more, right? Because you know, business is business, right? So who knows what it'll do in 10, 15 years? I don't know, right? But all I want to do is be able to make an impact. So, you know, we had bike rides from Spizzy. You know, when the pandemic is over, I'm gonna have book club meetings, you know, kids' birthday parties, you know, just we had pull-ups where people can just come and celebrate and DJ. Like I wanted to be like Crenshaw. You know what I'm saying? Like Crenshaw on when you think of Boys in the Hood, Bam was rolling up with Crenshaw, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be like Bam was coming up with smoothies, like, hey, give me the 4. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the vision, you know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to be for the neighborhood, you know what I mean? For the hood. For our county, just like we know, like a Crenshaw, that's one of like Compton or Brooklyn or all these, like Crenshaw, this county is the wealthiest Black county in the entire nation. You know what I'm saying? It is so much Black excellence, and it's something that needs to be celebrated. It's the reason why I rep it. It's the reason why I put the cities out there, because the world needs to know how amazing this county is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey,
What's
so
something
real
that's
quick,
been eye-opening for you going that you really didn't expect when you went into business that you kind of learned and kind of been enlightened on?
Yo, it's about to be funny. I had no idea how much money you can make. Like,
Wow.
no idea. I'm not saying that I'm balling, because I'm not, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I put a whole bunch of money into the jump before you could even start seeing money back. But I didn't realize that business could help so many other people around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get like, oh, you can employ people. Like, you can like help families. Like, you can like, you know what I mean? Like I have like 3 full-time employees. Like I can pay. You know what I mean? And that's like, there is no better feeling than that. You know what I'm saying? There's no better feeling than being able to provide that service to people. And you know what I'm saying? Like, also, I already knew it, but it's been proven over and over again, the power of the Black dollar and the power of Black people. Like the pandemic, you know? Like I just read somewhere that like 7 or 10 bars in DC just closed, like big bars.
Yep.
And Spizzy thriving. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of a pandemic. So it just goes to show you how if you build something for the benefit and for your people, it'll happen. And I'm unapologetic about it. Like when you come into the shop, you know what it is. Like you see on the wall, you know how we talk to you and we greet you. The vibe in that joint, you know what I'm saying? We playing our music. So it's just like, it's important that people should come into a space in a Black neighborhood and feel like they can be exactly who they need to be. You know what I'm saying? That's just big for me.
No, look, the couple times I walked in, it's almost like a barber shop.
Yeah.
Where you get greeted by everybody when you walk in.
Yeah.
And that's only happens in certain places.
Yeah, and genuine though. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that fake. It's like the thing is like, dog, how are you doing? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, and it got to be genuine, because that's what I always say when I was training my coworkers. I told them, I was saying that people can make smoothies anywhere, right? Like you can make a smoothie, like the ingredients is on the wall. Like if they really want, you know what I'm saying? Like
the recipe is up there.
It's on the wall, you know what I mean? But people are coming to buy the experience of feeling good, of you know what I'm saying, of that energy, and that's what we try to create.
Yeah. I also believe people buy into you also. You know what I'm saying? Like you exude that and pass that around to the other folks that work with you, and then to the people who come in.
Man, that's a blessing. I appreciate that, but I ain't nothing but a product of Forestville, Joe. So anything you send me that's Forestville all up in me. You know what I'm saying? But I think people deserve, like, people. You know, I'm an advocate though of being what you want in the world. You know what I mean? Like if I want to be treated with respect, if I want like the energy, I got to be able to get that out. You know what I mean? No matter what, even if somebody being ridiculous, I might get smart. You know what I'm saying? My other side, but at the same time, you gotta get that good energy out there. You know what I mean? You receive it back. But I'm humble about that.
The crazy part about that, though, right, is kind of going back to what you said about, Crenshaw. The thing about it is, when you have the formula that you have, the thing about it is what Nip used to say was it's contagious, right? And what happens is, so you got the kids. Well, then the kids, there's somebody that got an idea about either having books for the kids to read, or they got like the little STEMs program that they want to be able to have them. Because then what they doing is they're putting healthy stuff in their body, they're learning, and they're seeing that the other side of us are that we winners, that we out here really doing it, and it's us, instead of seeing everybody else that says that we can't, now their psychological thing changes. And that's what it is out here. Like, you saw that the marathon store was not just something where you be like, I'm gonna go cop some clothes. The experience behind it of seeing the different people. Then you see that the next building over, Barber Shop, still owned by by us. The food place, like, the kids can go upstairs. It's almost that place. Like, for us, we've always had that in the little pockets. And I know I lived out on the East Coast, and I realized that, like you said, in different locations, you had to carry out, and you had this over here and then that. Then it would be like nothing but houses. And then you had to go further down, and it'd be another little pocket. What Nip was doing, and what the formula should be for us, is to take over the little strip malls, to have everything that we can include into our everyday life, that we've been looking for everywhere else but our own selves. And now, like you said, that pandemic is like, this is the rehash of us being resilient in different times that a lot of people don't know how to like get through. And I think what you got going on is kind of like it's the blueprint, and somebody needs to be able to get up on that and see that what you got started, we can now build off of that and start taking over the other businesses that are around you, and have that. And next thing you know, it's gonna be a landmark based upon what started, which was your shop first.
My man, you just spoke life. I appreciate that, but that's real. That's real, and I think if we're gonna get to the album part, I was gonna say this because Nip's album gave me gas. You know what I'm saying? Like the victory lap was the fuel. You know what I'm saying? And when that happened to that brother, like, I shed real tears. I remember driving to work, taking my son, because he catch the bus from my school, crying. Like, I remember crying, and my son was like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, what you crying for?" And I was like, "Yo, like, that joint hit me." You know what I mean? Because I was listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm listening to what he's saying. Like, yeah, and it was inspiring and motivating to actually push and be able to figure it out and jump over those hurdles. But you're 100% right, and I hope that I'm able. That's the whole thing, bro. Like, that is the whole. To be honest with you, I ain't even think about the money. I don't even know. Like, to be honest, I just don't want to lose. But I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know.
This is bigger than that, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I don't care about the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would want to be able to pay off my house for my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's tight. So she ain't got to have to worry about stuff like that. But, like, bruh, I don't care nothing about that money. It's all about
purpose.
I was sitting outside my store probably like 2 months in, and this young man worked across the street at the Audis, and he came in one day and just wanted to like get with the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, "Can I talk to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Like, come out of mine." We sat outside and talked and chopped it up. He talked to me about his dreams and all this. And when I was sitting out there, I was like, "Damn, I ain't never had the opportunity to like sit with a business owner, like somebody who owned a joint, and somebody to take the time and like talk." And so that's for me, like, that's it, man. Like, we just got to be able, in everything that we do, not, you know what I'm saying? Everything that we do, we got to understand that we can service. We're a vehicle, man. We just spirits, man. Vehicles for God, man. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing that I've learned as we've been doing this, is that business owners are people. They're just like us. And you can reach out to them and have a conversation with them. And if they want to have one back, it's even better.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we
yeah.
that's what we
When you
learned.
just said that, yo, you was like, they just like us. Hey, dog, I'm regular as a bug. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know, it's funny. I'm regular. I don't even know what's going on for real. This is a size. When y'all be like, "Oh, he a business owner," I'm like, "I am." Like,
People are like, who are you talking about?
serious. I'm telling you. But that's what the whole thing is. Like, I ain't know nothing about it. I'm talking about nothing, and I still don't know nothing. I was on the phone today with some HR person trying to do my payroll, and I'm sitting there like, I don't even know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, and so you just figure it out as you go along. But I'm like, whatever people want to do, y'all just do it. But I did have to save. I did have to be fiscally responsible for a lot of years. I had to get my credit like super through the roof. You know what I'm saying? There was some things I had to do to prepare for. But when you talk about the day-to-day, man, it's just jumping hurdles and figuring it out, man. I'm regular as a mug, dog.
For my weekly preaching moment, as everybody's preaching right now, I think that I'm saying week after week, if you don't come out this pandemic with new ideas, with the tank full of gas, and just going straight at it, if you don't come out with something while we just all sitting still, don't just be in the house and be miserable.
Yeah.
You know, now's the time to build. This is to get all your blocks together, get your credit together, get that bank account together. You know, you don't have to be out here partying if you don't, you know, and risking getting infected or whatever. Just sit home and build. Just write down notes. And I think that
hope you not in the pandemic.
Yeah. And like you preached on earlier,
like they starting to warm up. VA partying heavy.
Like, literally down the street from me, it's scary.
10 years of fear, 10 years of fear or whatever, 8 years of fear, 2 years of building. Like, I think the opportunity that you don't know what you can do if you don't do it. And you might not lose.
You might
win.
That was the question I asked myself. I said, what happens if I lose? And I was like, well, am I gonna die? And I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna die. Nah, I ain't gonna die. And I was like, what happens if I win? If we win? And I'm like, oh, this can happen. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, in any journey that you do, I realize you got to take a risk. And I've been living safe. You know what I mean? I've been a teacher, so I get a steady, you know what I'm saying? Steady 2 weeks. Steady 2 weeks. Steady 2 weeks. And I still got this steady 2 weeks. Like, I'm still like, you know what I'm saying, there. But at some point, you just got to be able to just like, dog, like, man, what is it? Like, it's just life, John. Like, take the risk. You're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? And I put everybody to do that. Everybody. You got a plan, shoot for it, execute. You know what I mean?
What's your actual open date? What date did you open?
March. It was March. I'm talking about, dog, in the middle of the pandemic. It was like, open up my doors for friends and family. The next day I looked at the joint, it was like coronavirus. I was like, yo, hold on. So when the governor like made the little jump, like they was closing the stores and all that, I closed down for 2 weeks, even though I was essential. I closed for 2 weeks because I had to pivot. I had to figure out what was going on. Like, I had to figure out what my next move was gonna be. So I closed and then open back up with like the social distance and just try to figure the thing out. Put up the tables and the chairs and all that. But yeah, and then it started rocking. We started doing well, you know what I mean? So it was a blessing, yeah. But in the middle of the pandemic, Joe, like I ain't had no time. It was just like, but the boost was that I ain't have to go into the school no more. So I was able to help create the culture of the shop because I was distance learning, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, it seems like the what you serve fits right in line. Everyone was looking for, I don't want to say like alternative ways to be healthy, but everyone became health conscious with the things that they're putting in their body, and it fit right along with that. You know what I mean? So I think that shift in culture fit right along with what you were serving the community.
Yeah, and that's a boost too. Like, I wanted, like, I never want to be like holier than thou, right? Like, my name is already Brother Victoria, so people be thinking I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm like, nah, bro, like, I just wanted to be able to provide a space. I wanted people to have an alternative to be able to make a decision. Because sometimes you want to make a decision and go get a steak and cheese.
Right.
Other times you want to make a decision and you want a smoothie. But if you in your hood, I want you to be able to say, smoothie today. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to travel to VA or you ain't got to go into DC. You know what I'm saying? And that was big for me. Like, I want to be able to provide a healthy alternative. You know what I'm saying? Something that ain't killing my people. And also good quality. You know what I'm saying? Because we got, my man Zill, Spice Co., he in the shop like 3 or 4 days a week out of the week, and he cooking up chef dishes like crab cakes and jerk chicken quesadillas. You know what I'm saying? Like, got popping in there. So we got those. We got vegan options, jackfruit quesadillas. So it's always that option of whichever way you want to go, and that's important for me.
Let's hit on that menu real quick, because I saw that you a couple of days out the week you serve meals. Is it every day? How does that work?
Yeah, it's normally like 3 days out the week. It's normally like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like this week we got jackfruit quesadillas and the barbecue jerk chicken quesadilla and the crab cake as well. So he changes up the menu every week. We switch up the menu as a way to provide variety and also keep people coming back. Like, all right, what's going on this week? What's going on this week, right? Just like you got different guests on the show every week, right? Like, how do you keep recycling? And that's the business model, right? So in the fall, I'm about to bring out some superfood lattes. I'm about to bring out some our bottle teas, right? So like I'm trying to switch it up as we move into different, and the app about to come out too. I'm just excited about that, dog. I got my own. We got our own app, dog. I feel like McDonald's. He has his own money. Like I got, hey, dog, the app about to come out. You ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing, Joe. The app come out, yeah. I swear to God, but yeah, we just try to provide some variety, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know you're building Spizzy to be a location. Are you working with any of the either Uber or some of the delivery companies to have a network for delivery as well?
Yeah, we have we partner with Uber, Postmates, and DoorDash.
Okay.
We partner with all three of them, but we have a limited menu on those particular platforms. We push people to the website because they be, DoorDash and Postmates, they don't sponsor me, but they be winging. Yeah. They, you know what I'm saying? They all getting bread. You know what I'm saying? So I be telling people, go to the web, go to drinkspizzy.com and order, because that way they ain't taking none of the paper. You know what I mean? And plus, I would much rather get their smoothies fresh. Like, as soon as they get the junk, because you want to get the smoothie as soon as that junk is done, as soon as it's ready. So that's what I prefer. But we partner with them.
Cool. So what I just heard was that you can't ship none out to Cali, since you said they got to be fresh. Is that what I heard? I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Hey, but I got some stuff in mind, yeah. Like, now that my business mind is on, like, I got some stuff, man. Like, I'm thinking about some things. Hopefully we be in Cali. Cause I'm so serious. Like, one thing that I said to myself, I'm like, if these people, who are these people who can build like all of these franchises? Like, who are they? And I'm like, what make them smarter than me? What make them more powerful than me? I know they got a head start. I know a lot of them have, trust. They got all this money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I come from no bread. I had to figure it out. But intelligence, like, we built all of it. So I'm just like, why can't we do whatever we want? If we want to be multimillionaires, we can. If we still want to serve the hood, we can. Why are we multimillionaires? We can get their money and still not be capitalists. Like, we can do whatever we want. You know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at mentally now. I'm on a whole nother, like, man, we can do whatever we want. For real.
What are your hours?
9 to 5. I mean, 10 to 5. 10 to 5. And that, look, man, I'm giving all of them. I feel like I'm talking about everything now. But like the 10 to 5 jump, right? I used to be open at 7, but COVID, right? And so everybody started like shortening their hours, right? So I shortened my jump 10 to 5, but it's a sweet spot, right? Some people be blown like, oh, you stay open at 8, 9. I'm like, yeah, because 10 to 5, you got one real shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to think about multiple people. You know what I'm saying? All of these schedules and everything. 10 to 5, you good to go. You come in, you can open and close. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful sweet spot. So I'm thinking like, that might be it,
Yeah.
It might be it, even after COVID.
It creates demand because it's limited, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
How often are you in the shop?
As much as I can be, man. Like, when I was, I worked about 90 days straight. 90, like, bruh, like, when we first opened, man, I didn't take no days off, man. I was just grinding. Now I go up I'm in the shop every day. So I'm preparing, like, I'm getting up like 5 in the morning, getting all the stuff ready for the shop. for the people who come, like my young kings who come in and actually work the shop, can be ready and prepared. But on the weekends, I'm there pretty much all day. But every day, I'm in there in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I might not be like serving you, but I'm in the mix heavy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So with this being, a new business, and like I said, it's a long time project waiting to happen. How do you form it's got to be, you got to have a trust factor in there to let somebody else, while you're not there, run your business and make sure things.
Bruh, that is the most difficult part. But me having the young people that I've been serving all of this time, it makes it easy, right? So one of the main two young men who work, like he would babysit my son every Friday for about 6 or 7 years. So he was my son's. So he's like my, you know what I'm saying? Like my man. So he's just older now. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of the main people who run the shop. My man Zill Spice Co is in there. That's been my best friend since high school. You know what I'm saying? I got amazing parents. Like my father be going in the junk just because. Like he just be going in the junk making pancake man. You know what I'm saying? Like just being my father. You know what I'm saying? I got my brothers who we deep, like my brother Ace, my brother Truth, my brother Powerful working there. So it's just like I got family, my wife, you know what I'm saying? I got family around me who just hold it down. So, it's every man. Like being from Forestville and having the people around you who want to see you win. Like I had this interview, like my wife set all this stuff up. She got lights blinging on me, like, oh man, I would have been in this joint dark as a mug. That's what I'm talking about. Like this is and it's the same way me for them too. So whatever they need, like bro, I'm there. That's what you do. That's what you do for each other. So though it's nerve wracking, and I'm always like I got cameras. I be looking at the camera, seeing what they doing. Like, oh look who in there. You know what I'm saying? But it just I trust that I got beautiful people around me, man. Like I got amazing people around me, and
Great support team.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
When I logged in to let you guys in the room, your wife was setting up, and she's like, "I'm gonna get him right."
Yeah,
and there was just a door right there first, and she started hanging shirts.
She already know. I'm a problem. I'm weak with it. I did a John the other day on like education, because I'm educated too, so I be doing like educational webinars and stuff like that. Bruh, man, my John be all over the place. Doc, man, she got this John like it look like it's a ring. Like she got two lights shining on me right now. One here, dog. I'm like, I'm out here shining, dog. So, you know what I mean? She got me right.
You spoke on customer interaction being huge for you, and with you guys, part of your business model. Have you had any? I don't want to use the word hostile, but any customers that weren't?
Nope, not one. Not even not on that. And let me be clear, we done messed up some orders. Like let me be 100% with you. Oh, we done made some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like some crucial jumps. But and what I told them was, I'm like, young, like, and that is a conversation to anybody who's getting service from a restaurant. If you're seeing 200 people, 150, 200 people a day, different times, you're gonna make some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no way around it. And so what I told them was, and what I try to keep in mind is, it's really about how genuine you are and how apologetic, because you are sorry. Like, it's my bad, dog. And also offering the customer something because you messed up. You got to make that right, and you got a short period of time to make that right. So I really had them. I had somebody, one person, she was just bam on the low. And I don't even think that was related to us. I think that was related to her own energy. But young, everybody who come in the jump, young, nothing but love. I'm talking about love. Because the thing is, black people just want to be treated with respect. Like, you know who we are. We be chilling. We chill. So, like, if you come with us in a cool, calm environment, we're gonna reciprocate that every single time. So not an issue. Even when the line be out the door, people just be waiting. Like, I understand, baby. Take your time. You know what I'm saying? I love old ladies come in that joint. They be like, "What you got in here?" I be like, "Yeah, whatever you want, whatever you want." Yeah. Nah, I love black people. Yeah, I'm gonna be super tight all the time.
How soon can we get that vegan beef patty?
The beef. Oh, you know what? That's funny you
I saw the
asked. No,
sign in there.
we got the. You saw the sign for what?
The vegan beef patty they was like you just trying to get and see how many interests you can get in that joint. That's what somebody told me today.
Coming, Joe. Oh, it's coming. I just tasted a couple little test options, man. We're gonna see what it do. I just had a little taste test not too long ago, so we're gonna see what's up with it. We're gonna see what's up with it soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Do you go through, like, as far as your products, right? Are you the local kind of farmer market guy that's down the street? Are you, because like I said, I hear your story and I see that you're almost like the chain link, right? And that situation is you're willing to link up to make that chain go further to where your line of people, like you said, it'll go further. I think even going back to the previous, question before the beef patty is, nobody's gonna act up in that type of space because they respect the environment, right? You talk about the neighborhood, you talk about Crenshaw Nip, they respected that area. The person put it down, other than they knew who he was and knew, his background. But at the end of the day, you respect that person and what they're doing because it has no fault to anybody. It's only uplifting, and other people that check other people that even want to sound like they start and talk kind of sideways about a organization or a business. But kind of going back, what do you distribute? How's your distribution as far as like your ingredients?
The biggest thing is I have like I think we have like 7 or 8 different black businesses that I work with right now, because that's huge for me. Like this t-shirt company, black, you know what I'm saying? I got CMOS, my chef, Shea Butter in that joint. I got candles. I got a 16-year-old who make vegan brownies. I got a lemonade distributor. I'm my patty distributor. Like as many black hands as I can get, who I can, get money to in a way. Like, and it works. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? And it works for all of us. As it relates to the ingredients, the specific question you asking, we deal with. We got a whole fruit establishment. So I deal with frozen fruit, right? Like I don't put ice in the smoothies except the Oxon Hill and the Upper Marlboro. None of the fruit smoothies have ice in it. So I freeze up fruit and serve it, and then it's like whole fruit. So it's tough because I deal with tropical fruit like pineapples, and we in Maryland like a mother. The only thing you can grow here is apples. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's tough in that way. I'm trying to figure out as many ways as I can as it relates to like my honey. You can get that locally, so I'm just trying to find as many ways as I can to put my hands in black pots, you know what I'm saying? Because that's important that black businesses support other black businesses too, you know what I'm saying? So we can all get money together. Like that's important when it works, because I have had people who come up and I'm like, nah, that don't work. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't necessarily gonna fly, but for the most part, I'm trying to do everything I can with us. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those shirts. I see you had some of those shirts in the shop. Plug them. Go ahead. Tell me what's good with those shirts and some prices. If people want to get one.
And it's hoodie season. We're about to come out with the hoodies in a second. It's Prince George's County, man. The whole joint is Prince George's County. I got the different cities in Prince George's County, and in the little joint, like in the little script. But I'm real big on not necessarily Prince George at all, right? Because but the people in the city, you know what I mean? It's just like I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful to be able to be from this place. Like I've had the opportunity. I travel and train teachers nationally. So I fly to different places and train teachers in Cali and in, Utah and all these other places. And everywhere I go, there's nowhere you go where there's a Prince George's County. So I just think that it's something to be celebrated. And I think oftentimes when we listen to the media, they try to, downplay how beautiful our county is. And I think it's important that we do a better job at making sure that we represent it in a way. Like when I go places, like I rep Prince George's County, like man, like people from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? You're not Brooklyn everywhere. Like you know I'm from Fordsville, Prince George's County. You know what I'm saying? Like that's important to me, man. But yeah, you can get these at the shop, man. They just a small maybe $20, and it's a good shirt too. It ain't one of them fluke jumps, man. It's a good shirt, man. It hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Before we transition to the next segment, anybody got any questions?
I guess
Where's
I
the next
wanted.
store going? My bad, CB.
No, you got it.
CB. Where potentially next store, or are you functioning like as far as where you at now and want to transition to, I know you said you about to do the online thing in the app, so what I guess what's next?
Oh, it's gonna be another store. For sure. But I'm also thinking about, man, I got a lot of things in my mind, man. I got a lot of things in my mind. And now that I see that it can work, like things can work and I can figure it out, like I'm, man, I don't want to say too much, but definitely another store. It ain't no other way around it. My goal when I opened was to have 5 in 5 years. And so I'm still thinking about that. But with more stores called, it means that the people that you knew is not necessarily going to be new people around. And I ain't real good at new energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to figure out who people are because people, it gets different because I ain't quite the business mind yet. I ain't quite the business man. So if a person try to take advantage of me or try to disrespect me, like my brain, it just gets different. So I'm just trying. My wife said, wait a year. I was ready to move like tomorrow, but she said, wait a year. So I'm going to pump my brakes. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm assuming with the names of the smoothies, we can do some foreshadowing where another spot might pop up.
You already know. You already know. Go ahead,
CB. No, because I wanted to know as far as the menu goes and how, like, was it trial and error? Did you already know that, hey, I've tested some of these out with friends and family over the years? And when you actually opened, has there been any that you're like, oh, I didn't realize this was going to be as popular as it was, or anything like that?
Hey, that's a tight question, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you why it's so tight, yeah. Because I had been testing our recipes and I wasn't quite knowing I was. Like I was just making them and like figuring out what base. The thing about Spizzy is I wanted to be simplistic. And so if you come to Spizzy, you'll see that there's no more than like 2 or 3 ingredients in none of the smoothies. Like it's real to the point. Like the Fordsville is strawberry and mango, right? Like it ain't, I don't got guava super juice. You know what I'm saying? It's just real regular because I wanted to introduce it to people who might not have had it before.
Right.
So I was just trying them out, man. I worked with a consultant for a little bit to try to maximize what was on the menu and just to be smart about the menu. So I didn't have a whole bunch of stock that I had to like keep up. But yeah, I was just trying them out, man, giving them to people. But most of the time I was just making what I liked. So if I liked it, I'm like, all right, if you don't like it, you ain't got my taste buds, so forget you. But like, but I just pretty much made what I like, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got one more. So one of the dopest things about Spizzy is the fact that the smoothies are named after, the major cities in PG. How'd you come up with that idea, and how much hate did you get for not having, I don't know, Mitchellville or something like, like not having no.
Mitchellville is a subsidiary of Lago, I think.
Right.
Back from Mitchellville gonna kill me. So Fordsville had to be first. My favorite movie, right? And then all the rest of them, I was just playing with words. Like Bowie is like blueberry, blackberry. You know what I'm saying? The green bell got spinach in it. And then that's all I'm gonna do. Like that's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna get too much about what going on me. So I'm from Fordsville. Just know all the other menu items. They was just like, they came along. They came along. I did what sounded pretty cool at the moment for myself. But I wanted to like. People told me I just want to say this too. Like people told me to go a certain way and I went the other way. Like people told me that your smoothies, if you go into smoothie locations, they named after the fruit. Like the mango wow one, the mangosteen and the strawberry. Like, and I was like, nah, that's lame. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. And so people was like, because it ain't gonna be like identification and all that. I was like, nah, I'm gonna just go this other way and I'm gonna see what it do. I'm gonna celebrate the county. Like if you come into Spizzy, most smoothie locations they got white walls and they like you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, nah, I want it black. I want it darked out. I want it like very select lighting. I want a huge mural on the wall to showcase art. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be cozy, more like like a coffee shop, busboys and poets type vibe, but like upbeat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I say that all to say, sometimes you gotta go with your gut and what you think is right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it'll work out. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna tell you all the cities, man. You ain't gonna get me in trouble, man. It's some stuff in my whole mind that I'm not saying in public. I'm not gonna say it.
As we transition out of conversation about black business, once again, let's thank you, Vic, for showing up and just having a conversation with us. Busy. So we ask everybody this question, and we've been getting some good answers last few weeks. Top 3 movies of all time, top 3 albums of all time. We're gonna start with the movies. Let's do that.
Top 3. All right. I was struggling with this, bro, because I don't really watch movies like that. But The Shawshank Redemption, solid jump. Malcolm X, can't go wrong with that. Malcolm X, I showed it to my kids every year after at the end of the school year. And y'all about to get mad at this jump, but it's funny as a mug, dog. Dumb and Dumber 1. Yeah. Hilarious, dog. Hey,
so nice. Right.
Hey, y'all starting if y'all make that joke funny, dog.
Y'all don't even know.
CB, they don't know, do they?
They don't even know.
Shout out to these guys, right?
Love that movie, yo.
That's awesome.
Love that movie.
That was classic.
Classic Jim Carrey, Fairley Brothers. So look, Shawshank, by far, I think I put that at the top of my list. It's one of those movies. If it's on, I got it on DVD.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
And if it's on AMC, I'm gonna stop and watch it like I've never seen it before. Like, damn, not Andy Andy Dufresne. He said my man, like, I try to imagine. They said he crawled through 5 football fields of shit, and you're like, you try to start crawling. I'm thinking about crawling from these football fields. I'm like, hell, that's a long ass way.
It was, the story is just so amazing, and the story for me is just like, it's tight, and I love the way Morgan Freeman narrated the whole thing. Like, that joint is perfect, man. I love that movie, John.
Malcolm X is the Oscar that Spike and Denzel should have took that year.
Yeah, I mean,
Driving Miss Daisy one that year. Is that what came out that year?
So
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, and then like I said, Dumb and Dumber, of course. Albums. Let's hear it, because there's a lot of music out there.
Man, this ain't fair. That's not a fair question, bro. Like, y'all gotta take this question off, man. How y'all?
It's a thinker, man.
I'm gonna cheat though. I'm gonna just go ahead and let you know before I'm gonna cheat. All right, so definitely Nipsey's Victory Lap, right? Because I credit that with giving me the energy and the fuel for being able in this position in this stage of life that I'm in, right? The infamous Mobb Deep. Dog, I can listen to that joke and rap every word from start to finish. I don't know what it is about the infamous album, dog, but that joint is ridiculously produced. I love that joint, yeah. And thirdly, dog, every Nas album except Nostradamus. There's no way I can, because Nas just keeps getting better. Like, I don't know what he on. Like, I don't know what he on. So I'm gonna say, like, I would say, Illmatic, because that's what everybody say. But dog, It Was Written is amazing. Stillmatic is, you know what I'm saying, God's Son. You know what I mean? The Street's Disciple. Like, young, it just it's on and on and on. So Nas is by far, so he gets every album, and you won't I will not one.
At the end of every year, we do a wrap up top 5 of the year. This Nas is gonna be hard to knock off my top 5 because this was that Car 25, Car 85, whatever.
Car 85. Yeah.
Anderson.
Dog,
Yeah.
the jump with the firm.
Oh my god,
Bruh,
yeah.
what is he doing? Like I'm just in my mind. And one of my favorite jumps is the jump with who's that? ASAP Ferg. Which one is that?
Yeah, I think it's Ferg. Yeah,
going on that jump. I mean, that jump rock like Nas, man, by far, man. And the reason why I like Nas so much, and I've always liked him so much, is that I feel like his music grows with him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people don't give people the opportunity to grow sometimes. And I think that you can tell that he's growing as like the man that he is into his adulthood. And he's always been reflective. And that's what I want to hear in music. Like, I don't want to hear somebody just all the way one way. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear every side of it. And that's why Nas has always been my number one. You know what I'm saying?
Dope. Plug all your stuff, man. Where can we find you? Online, what's the storefront? What can we need to
Hold. I thought we was talking about shoes too.
Oh no, we getting there. We getting there. No.
I got my dad shoes ready, dog. I got my dad ready.
Let's go.
We getting there. We gonna make sure we wrap you up right though. But
Drink Spizzy. Drink Spizzy is the handle at everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Drink Spizzy. Spizzy.com is the website, 5830 Allentown Way, in Camp Springs, Maryland. That is the spot that we at right now. And come through, man. Get, show love and get love back, man. Beautiful, yeah.
right.
Oh, it's a whole intro.
And now.
Big Man Rocker, hold on, let me get these. I was not ready, dog.
Hey, yo, this is our first
we wasn't ready. I ain't never seen this.
I've been working on that. I've been working on that.
Oh,
I've been working on that. Hold on,
talk about, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, so this is a portion where we go around. We're gonna spotlight either some shoes we picked up, shoes that's in the collection. Before we get there, hold on. We'll say that part for the end. Let's do our copper drop. So this is the part where it's a shoe getting ready to come out. We're gonna spotlight the shoe. Everybody gives their opinion if they're gonna cop it or would they drop it. CB, go ahead and run the analytics on these joints.
Yep. So as most people can see, Jordan 14. This is the hyper blue colorway is dropping on Saturday. This Jordan wore this, I think, during his last championship with the Bulls. This was the model that was out. Tinker Hatfield used the Ferrari as inspiration. So to me, growing up, this was one of just for how old I am, this is one of the first Jordans that really stood out to me. That when I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, man, those joints are sick. And because my boy that lived across the street, we lived on base, and he would actually go to the PX and camp out when they would get sneakers in. And I didn't know you did that on base too. I thought that was just a neighborhood thing. So, but for me, at least, I'll start it off. For me, I'm going to be trying to cop. These have some, the model itself, the 14 has some sentimental value to me.
Since we talking PG County tonight, I mean, Jordan, what kind of bigger influence in PG County is a Jordan than, at least to me, at least? I think I would try to cop these.
I'm not the biggest fan of white soles, so it's a drop for me. I actually have a pair of those, but they're the gray, but they have the white sole. But yeah, that's the only pair of shoes I got with white soles, though.
Vic, what about you? You copping or dropping?
If somebody buying them for me, I get them.
Yeah, not a literal cop or drop. I mean, like, would you, if you had
you about to see with my shoes, dog. I don't wear basketball. Them Jones for like they. When I put on some walking shoes for the first time, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm old now, baby.
You're talking my language.
I ain't got time.
Yeah, super wide.
What about you? We copping or dropping?
I'm indifferent. The 14 is special, but the colorway, I'm good on it. Like
That's
the
fair.
white and blue. It is what it is. Like I you still got the last shots, and you got the white and red. OGs that I still have, and a couple of other ones, the gray and blue and white pair. So I'm good on those. I got my eyes on some other stuff anyway.
Nice. Vic, since you're the guest on, we'll let you go last with the shoe.
Cool.
We'll go around.
Fresh out.
I'll lead off. I'll lead off. I'm going to show you the box first.
Oh, them jokes about to look fresh. I don't even buy boxes that fancy, huh?
So it's a Jordan box. We got the Animal Instincts.
Okay.
So these the Jordan 3s,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much every portion of the shoe is supposed to represent a different type of animal skin. Got the elephant print right here. Then it's like snake. Then it's on the inside it's like this red kind of like silk or whatever. But yeah.
Hey, yeah,
Animal Instinct.
you supposed to ask questions about these shoes, y'all? Or y'all just
You can if you can if you want. You can if you want.
Question number one. You gotta understand I'm lame, yeah. Where do you even get those from, yeah?
So that's a loaded question, because if you got a connection, you get them. But then also there was a sneakers. Nike has a sneakers app, and they have a release calendar, and then they'll let you know when the shoe drops. You just gotta now it's an online line that you get into, and you just gotta when they come up, you say buy, and just hopefully that by the end of the transaction that you pick for the lotto to get the shoes.
Hey, yeah, that's crazy. Them Jones tight though. I would get them Jones. Look like they hella good.
Hey, they're comfortable too.
Yeah. Them Jones
Yeah.
tight. And what size are they? What size you wear, Joe? Very tight though.
Who's up next?
Superfly got something?
Superfly came to
I'll
play.
go next. I can't. I just had somebody just go grab something that I wore this weekend. So we was talking about Malcolm X, so the Spike Lee, you know what I'm saying, connection here. So we got the
Yes.
the was it the bugging out joints? So
Yes.
Jordan 4.
Dope. What's on the back? Is it this logo of Nike Air? Nike Air, okay.
Nike Air.
Dope.
Yeah.
The official Radio Raheem's. Yeah.
Right,
Dope.
there you go.
Hey, yeah, I feel like I'm out of my league in this conversation, but it's
Wait till CB go. Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
CB the one to get us.
So CB, let me go before you crush my shoe, right?
Oh no.
Y'all should already know what I'm about to show, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
You got him in?
Oh, you
Came in
got it.
already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody
These
else struck out.
How are
these
they in
things-
hand?
Oh man, let me tell you. The fabric this is it again. At the end of the day, the Air Max 1 has always been a well put together shoe.
Yep.
This thing right here, though, man. And I told you I went and copped the Rocco's Modern Life T-shirt from I think it was Hot Topic. I got 2 of them, and so yeah, this is definitely a keeper. These might only see the light of day on a fresh day, trying to hit up Spizzy's when I'm out on
There we go.
You did.
You keeping the white laces in? They come with alternate laces?
Yeah, it did come with alternate laces. I think I'm gonna keep the white ones on this one. The other one has a they threw the little old school Nike.
Oh, true.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Little like old school change purse type deal.
Yeah,
90s all the way.
for sure.
All right, so
All right, CB.
Kill the game.
So this is the connection is actually to the game that's on, the NFL game that's on. So Odell, a few years ago, he used to get all of his pregame sneakers done by the same artist. Like it was the same dude. He was big on Instagram. This guy named Picasso, like Kicks and Picasso. So that became his handle. But so he actually launched. He did a run of like his own shoes. And I'd been following his page for a while, and you know, I'm one of those people where if I like the brand, I'm going to try to support. So I actually bought the initial drop, and so this is like the high top version of his own personal shoe. And so it's kind of dope because it's got like, this is a K and then it's a O, and which is like kind of his symbol and everything. But these joints, it's like like the quality actually surprised me for, you know, just for, you know, someone who started on Instagram as a sneaker artist and then was able to actually come out and design their own joints. Like, it's pretty cool. Came in like, you know, he had only so many pairs for each size, so each box has a number on it and stuff, which is pretty cool. But you know, these were something I thought would be pretty dope to break out, especially since Odell scored the first touchdown of the game tonight.
Nice.
I don't want to go, young. I don't want to.
Oh, man.
I don't want to go. I'm not okay. Let me give a little backstory. So, just like y'all did, I'm a dad, and I want, and all I want to do is be comfortable. So, I have these. They have bubbles at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh,
and it makes me feel like I'm walking on air.
Can't go wrong with the Vapor Max.
Can't go wrong with the Vapor Max.
It's a Vapor Max. It doesn't have any laces. It got this little thing. I don't know what to say. Like I was saying,
we super fans of the Vapor Max.
Yeah, no.
I'm winning.
Oh yeah.
You winning for sure.
All I want to do is be comfortable, John. That's all I want to do, John. That's it. That's tight, y'all. Hey, y'all, that's a tight show, yeah. Y'all got something going, y'all.
Yeah, we look. Appreciate it, man. And again, thank you for your time. I want to thank everybody on Facebook for watching us, Instagram, YouTube. I guess I might as well plug everything. So we are something else. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud. If you want to listen to us while you work out, while you ride your bike, listen to us on that. So you'll have an audio option coming out. I normally press that about Friday. So tomorrow at some point I'll press it in the audio and put it on SoundCloud. So you listen to the episode. It's already on YouTube. Once you get off it, it's already there. Pretty much everywhere. Google Play, iTunes, all that great stuff. Superfly, the DJ. One day we're gonna get that Twitch notification.
Yeah, man. I came back to doing some in real life gigs, so I ain't had time to get on Twitch. But you know, we might be slowing that down again. You know, to just stay safe. But Superfly TNT. You know, everywhere. IG, Facebook, Twitch. Y'all know what it is. And I gotta get up to Spizzy, man. Truth hit me up. I gotta get out there and play for y'all too, man.
Oh, for sure. Please. Yeah, man. We're gonna I think I want to have one more before it gets super cold, man. But
okay.
Definitely, man.
Definitely. Hey, he says we're gonna turn this into Crenshaw. Let's do it right.
For sure.
Plug your stuff one more time.
Yeah, man.
We ended on that note.
Drink Spizzy at Drink Spizzy on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. 5830 Allentown Way, Camp Springs, Maryland. You know what I mean? Come through, get a fresh smoothie, man. Take care of yourself. Bring your family. Bring the kids. You know what I mean? Show love. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Stay in the room while we wrap up. But we thank everybody for watching, y'all. We are something else.
Peace.